Welcome everybody to today's video where I spent my time in the game of BDO life skilling instead of grinding. The main purpose of this video was to give myself and maybe a little bit of you guys some perspective on what each side of the coin is like. Maybe you're looking to swap from one grind to another, but you want to see what the money is like, or if it's a style that you're maybe interested in looking at, but overall I just kind of wanted to experience it myself. This really was more or less for me, but I thought I'd share it with you guys just so you can get some perspective. But before we get into the details, I need to tell you about my real life skilling. And toss a shout out to today's sponsor, ExpressVPN. I've teamed up with them in order to bring you the quality VPN service for protecting your online services. Got an annoying ISP trying to sell your information to terrorists? No problem, ExpressVPN has you covered. Also, as a side note, your ISP is most likely not selling your information to terrorists, but I just, maybe, you don't know. Or how about playing video games and that one salty kid you killed that threatened to DDoS your extended family with his 100k botnet that doesn't actually exist? True story, this happened actually like forever ago when I used to play Call of Duty Black Ops 2, but ExpressVPN didn't exist back then, but it does now, and that's why it has you and your internet cheeks covered. If you're still a little skeptical about the service, I did a non-sponsored review a while back before I even teamed up with them at all, so you can get my full and honest opinion of their services and demonstrations of how the interface works. If you guys are interested, head on down to the link in the description and go ahead and check out ExpressVPN, but without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the video.
I used to be the lost boy running insane. I used to be the ghost boy looking for fame. I used to work so hard to get it, so hard to get it. I used to be the one living in the fast lane. I used to be the one who only cried in the rain. I used to work so hard to get it, and so
Nani? Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
I used to be the lost boy running insane. I used to be the ghost boy looking for fame. I used to work so hard to get it, so hard to get it. I used to be the one living in the fast lane. I used to be the one who only cried in the rain. I used to work so hard to get it, and so hard to get it. And so hard to get it.
And that concludes my day of life skilling. It wasn't necessarily a day, it was more like just a couple hours of life skilling. So it was an interesting grind. I don't know that I thoroughly enjoyed it, to be honest. It seemed kind of just, just not really what I like to do. The money is pretty good, and it's a chill vibe and a nice grind if you're just trying to relax and be laid back and not worry about PvPing. But usually during the day, I pretty much consist of PvPing. I go down to trees, I fight at trees, I'm on Arsha, or I'm over at Blood Wolves farming for a pot piece and fighting on Arsha there. Realistically, just there's a lot of things that I'm doing during the day that involve just fighting, so having this kind of setup is a bit odd, but it's also kind of a relief just because, I'm constantly fighting on a regular basis. So it was a very, very different experience. I highly recommend it if you're just a chill person that's not really about that PvP life like I am. So the money seems to be pretty damn good. I mean, hotspot fishing was probably the weakest link for me. I did not really think that it was going to be that low. I was at least expecting close to 100 million, but yeah, it really wasn't. And as far as the gathering and whatnot, personally, lion meat is whatever. It's used for King of the Jungle Hamburg, which is nice, but it's not really a saturated market. And if it ever did become a saturated market, which I'm sure it will at some point, some people might even go do it off of this video because it's good money. It's a little weak. Most lion rotations really suck, and it takes a little over an hour just to burn through 230 energy, at least in the rotation that I use. So if you have a better roto for lions, then that might be the ticket. But as far as I'm aware, I don't think there's a really good rotation for lions, at least one that's consistent. So I don't particularly like it, but I just chose a small niche that I thought would hit right, and lions was all right. I mean, I'm like artisan 3 or 4 in gathering, so I picked up usually about 2 to 3k lion meat within about a little over an hour, so that's not bad. I am almost 800 mastery, and I am expecting a bit of an increase to my income when it comes to gathering. I am working on Tet gathering clothing just for the sake of having it. I know Manos is coming at some point. We'll worry about that when that comes out, but as far as Logia, it really is pretty damn good. I'm glad I picked up the accessories when I could. They were really helpful. Not to mention, I sniped that Tet butcher knife off the market, which was really good because they were almost never on the market ever. So I'm pretty happy with that. Hopefully I can maybe do the same with the clothing. I have the funds actually right now to put up a pre-order, but I'm gonna wait just to make a little bit more so I don't, go broke again. But in total, if we were to talk about the pricing and how much money I made off the lion meat, that was like, I don't know, like maybe 30 mil or something. It wasn't really anything crazy. I think with tax, it probably brings it down to like 38 mil or something on the lines of that, because the lion meat sells for 14.6. I sold it at max bid, which, that should put me at 43 million. And then with tax, that should drop me down to like 39 or something on the lines of that, which that's all right. For my mastery, before I got the Tet butcher knife, that's pretty good. 3k lion's meat is not bad. And then if we count the black gem fragments, I could have made a couple, condensed black gems, which that would have bumped up my income to roughly about, I think close, maybe 70 mil, which that's pretty good for about an hour of gathering. If I just sold the black gems raw, I think I would have made actually 100 mil. So depending on how your hards and sharps are, for me, I'm damn near next to 0 just because my mastery sucks dick. So I'm not picking up a whole lot. But I think definitely gathering is the ticket. I wouldn't do lion's meat. I would definitely find something more abundant because the money is the black gems or the black gem fragments. That's where the money is. The lion meat is just like gravy, but if you can, find something like wolves or whatever, if you can get a consistent rate of meat with wolves, you can make a lot of money off of that. Plus they're more abundant, which means more black gem fragments, and then more black gems, and then more condensed black gems. That's the money. The gathering is just, gravy. Like, don't even look at the gathering materials. The gems is what's really thick right now. But anyway, I think that's pretty much it for today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I will talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.
I'm the one, yeah she knows I'm the one, yeah she knows I don't need no kind,